Hello again. This is the second video about post-surgery, specifically post-top surgery self-massage and recovery. We're joined today by my meow. Alright, so to start us off, we're going to talk a little bit about some of that lymph drainage that I was referring to before. So very, very gentle technique. I believe Kathy and Nancy described like the weight that you're using is like no more than like the weight of an egg when you're pressing into your body. So I think before I had mentioned kind of the lymph nodes as collection sites. So the idea is that we're moving excess fluid in towards those collection sites, those areas that things can be processed out and just moved on through. And we're going to start with those sites. Kind of activate them, get those lymph nodes activated, get those lymph vessels activated, and then we're going to work from that area a little bit out until we're getting into the area that's congested, and then we're gonna go back and repeat that process and end with the collection site area again to kind of flush everything out. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Again, I am not a lymph drainage practitioner. I just have this little bit of knowledge, so going to share it with you today. Lymph drains differently on the right side of the body and the left side of the body. Feel free to do more research about that, but basically the right side in the arm, chest area is draining itself, and then the left is responsible for much more of the body. So you can start with the left if you'd like. If you have time, that might be a good place to start on the left that's responsible for more area, and then move around to the right. Good to do both sides, even if you're only having swelling on one side. Get things in balance, get things flowing, all good stuff to do. So with the left, we're starting with a pump. So the armpit is an area that has lymph nodes. So kind of getting into the area that you would apply deodorant to, basically. You can use a soft fist and just do nice little gentle 3 pumps, kind of get things activated. And again, I'm not pressing hard, I'm just going in, doing a gentle pump, and then I'm gonna approach this area with some like half moon shapes. So starting near the armpit area, and moving out from it. And you can see I'm just doing this gently, doing this slowly. I can do like 2 sets of 3 or 3 sets of 4, something in that range. And I can use the surface area of my fingers. Maybe a little palm action too. Basically, you are opening areas for fluid to drain into. That's why I'm starting here with the pump. I'm creating the area that I want things to flow into. And then I'm working maybe towards the direction that there's some swelling, perhaps, right? So I'm opening that last. So when I get to that area that's swollen, I've already opened a path for it to drain into. So this, to get up close with this little half moon stroke, it's literally just a little whoop, half moon. So that's specific to lymph drainage work. Honestly, like I've showed in other videos, like Swedish massage techniques, especially with effleurage. Effleurage is a stroke that also moves fluid and is also fairly superficial. So like honestly, if it feels good to just kind of, you know, provide some gentle stroking motions, like upwards, like start low, move up. Especially maybe after you've opened that that path. This can be really nice too, and also it can just be soothing. However, this motion, let's not do that until you are like fully healed up scar line wise. And if you were listening to the first video, you'll know why, which is this motion, like maybe you accidentally get stuck and you're getting some drag. What's happening, right? You're pulling the scar line away rather than moving towards it. So only, you know, unless you're doing this super light where no skin is moving at all on the scar line, like let's do this sweep later. Keep it to the gentle sun and moon. The gentle half moon. Sun and moon is a different stroke. Not in this video. Alright, so we talked about a little drainage here. So pump, pump, pump. Do your like 2 or 3 sets, and then end with a pump, 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 to kind of wrap it up. Get things further moving. You can come over to on the other side, pump, 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 and do your half moons. And I'm not like pumping in between each set. Just doing it at the beginning and the end. Alright. So, what else? Let's get into some curiosity and playfulness around what it will feel like to touch some scars. I think a big part of scar tissue release and scar massage is just kind of developing that brain-body connection, getting things firing. A lot of times there will, you know, still be some residual numbness, and just kind of getting your mind and your body on the same page of like, oh, this is me touching my chest. Like, this is what it feels like. Oh, there is sensation here where there wasn't before. Like trying to slowly bring back awareness, slowly bring back sensation. If you are at a point on your chest that you're like, whoa, I can't feel this at all, probably not a place to work yet. You know, consult with your doctor, but make sure you get that question answered. If it's okay to be doing some self-massage on an area that you can't feel at all. If you can feel something in an area, it just feels almost like not completely online. Some clients have described it to me as almost like gray, like there's a sensation, there's a pressure, there's not much else. You know, maybe that would be a point in time that it's like helpful to provide some touch there. Maybe nothing aggressive, but just like something to start the firing of the brain body connection, to be like, oh right, this is where my hand is. This is my chest. You know, take breaks, make sure you're breathing. Like, working on scars can be intense. Scars can hold a lot emotionally, energetically, etc. So be gentle with yourself, acknowledge if you're ready for this or not, and just, keep checking in with yourself. And it's okay to take breaks, it's okay to stop, it's okay to come back and pick it up another time. So step one, I would say, just like start getting acquainted with your scars. I'm going to be working on my shirt and on this line as if it's like double incision scars. If you've had a surgery that's less invasive, maybe like peri or something, you can still do some of the fascial release that I describe in the other videos that I linked in the first video. You can, you might still have some kind of scar tissue like around the nipple, or maybe some like drain sites, that would be helpful to do a little bit of this work that I'm about to show around and on those areas. But for the sake of showing more, like I'm gonna focus on like double incision lines. So first things first, like just get a little bit of oil on your fingers. When I work on clients' scar lines, I generally use jojoba oil just because it's similar to, like consistency wise, to the oil that our skin produces. It also is good in a way that's like not gonna clog things up like other kinds of oils might. So just get a little bit on your fingers and literally just start with like 2 or 3 fingers, and we're just gonna run from one end of the scar line, and we're gonna take breaks, and then we're gonna stop at the center. Since a lot of times folks, some folks have the line all the way across, but a lot of times folks will have some kind of break in the center. So first things first, get your other arm in a comfy position. So like, maybe if you have some scar line under the armpit, get your arm propped up. I'm just gonna use this random cat bed that I have right here. All right. So imagine that a line started here. I'm just going to slowly drag my oily fingertips along the line. That's all we're doing. I'm not pressing in. I'm not moving anything like up and down, back and forth. I'm just seeing what it feels like to slowly drag my fingers across the scar line. I'm going to get up on this line just so you can see kind of what I'm doing. And I'm breathing. So catch yourself. Are you breathing? I'm just noticing where I feel my fingers, where I don't, where the skin might be raised, where it might be sunken. Just noticing. I'm trying to not bring any judgment about it in, just witnessing what's happening on and in your body. And we'll take a pause when we get to the center. Alright, so if that is enough for you, first go around, cool. This is the kind of beginning introductory, getting used to just touching scars. That can be huge. So if you're up to try the other side, I'm going to do it one more time on the other side so you can see that again. Again, I'm just finding kind of where the scar line would be under armpit, And usually, like, if I do 3 fingers, my middle finger is kind of going to be like on the scar line itself, and the other 2 are kind of going to be above and below it, depending on how big your lines are, you know, and depending on how, like, the size of your fingers as well. But just imagine something like this, and again, let your shoulders drop, let your other arm be nice and comfortable. We're just breathing. We're just noticing for heat, noticing for coolness, noticing for numbness. Noticing any dips, any raised areas. Alright, we're approaching the center again. So we'll pause, take another breath in, and exhale. Alright. So that is something that, like, once you get the okay from your doctor to do a little self-massage, that can be a great thing to start with, to try out. You know, they also might tell you about, like, doing some gentle circles, so you can try that as well. Again, I'm not pushing in, just getting the skin, the scar tissue underneath my fingers to just gently move. They also might tell you you know, if they tell you to do some circles, make sure they're telling you to do that directly on the scar line versus like a little above it or a little below it. Above and below is also helpful. And there's a lot of circles that you can do, like, fascial wise, that I talk about in the fascia videos that I link in the first video of this series. Alright, so we can also start to get into other more specific techniques. A few of them are okay to do on the sooner side. Some of them are going to be quite a bit later. I'm going to address those in the next video. Alright, so hope this was helpful, and good luck in your healing journey.